Hi, I'm Kim, and I am so glad that you are joining me here in beautiful Cancun, Mexico for balance and stretching. We are going to be doing a combination of both things. If you feel like you want to use a chair to hold on to, feel free, and we will get started.
Yoga for everybody with Meditation Mutha.
So if you have a chair, you can come to the center of your mat and just bring the back of the chair to face you, the seat of the chair to face out, and I'm going to pretend like I have a chair right here, right in front of me. We're going to hold onto the chair and separate our feet for a little bit and just do a few centering breaths, feeling very grounded in our feet. So just take a nice inhale through the nose, maybe exhaling through the mouth. Let's do it again. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. You can keep your hands on the chair if you want, or sweep the hands out to the side, thumbs point up, just to shoulder height, and then palms face down. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, palms down. So whether you're holding onto a chair or your arms are along your side, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer underneath me so that my feet are directly underneath my hips. And I'm going to pretend to hold onto a chair for balance. We're going to slowly raise our heels off the mat just to get into that balanced state. So holding onto something, or arms are along your side, we're going to slowly lift the heels up and then slowly lower them down. When was the last time that you did that? I know it was when I was little, running around on my toes all the time, and we rarely do that as we get older, so it's a great way to focus on balance. Let's start again, lifting the heels nice and slow off the mat, and then release. Good, so you can continue to hold on to the chair if you want, or you can bring your arms along your side. And as we lift the heels, we can lift our thumbs out to the side, shoulder height. Good. Notice that wiggling, and then slowly lower it down. So it doesn't need to be really high, just coming up onto the toes, lifting the heels. Inhale as we rise up. And exhale as we slowly lower down. Good. Let's do that a few more times. This is really, really great for turning on all the proprioceptors, all those little nerve endings at the bottom of your feet to help you catch yourself if you stub your toe or something like that where you're off balance. This really, really helps to turn on all those activities at the bottom of the feet to help you catch yourself and release all the way down. Excellent. So now if you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging, you can either hold onto the chair and do it, or you can have your arms along your side. We're going to take it up. Good. If you feel like you want to hold on to the chair, you can bring your left hand to the chair and bring your right hand to turn back around. Good. Come back to center. Slowly lower all the way down. How's that feel for you? Let's try it again. If you want, your hands are on your chair, and that's fine. And bring the hands out to the side. If you'd like, right hand on the chair, turn that left hand back behind you for a little bit of a challenge. Slowly come back to center, and then take it down. Let's try it again. Inhale, arms up if you'd like. Thumbs point up, and then turn towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale all the way down. Last time, we're going to try it to the left. Holding on, lift the heels, and then turn back to center and release all the way down. Excellent. Shake it out. Relax those legs a little bit. We work the calves, the feet, the whole lower part of the legs. So now we're going to take it to a side straddle. So we're going to turn sideways. You can keep the chair at the front of you if you'd like to hold on. And we're going to take that left leg back, right leg forward. So right forward, left back. And then separate your feet from right to left a little bit so that you're nice and wide, and come forward in that front leg. So now we're in a lunge. You can hold on to the side for a moment. Good. And then we're just going to practice lifting that back heel up. So you can keep your hand on your chair if you'd like, or if you want, you can bring both arms off to the side. And then we're going to do thumbs up, sweeping to shoulder height, lift that back heel. Really ground down with your front big toe, and then relax the hands all the way down. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms sweep up if you'd like, or hold onto a chair with one hand, and then release all the way down. Nice, slow, and controlled. Inhale, arms sweep up, thumbs point up, and then exhale, release it all the way down. Good, let's try it again. Inhale, thumbs point up, and then exhale, release all the way down. Very good. So you can stay here continuing to do exactly what we just did, holding onto a chair if you'd like, or we can practice maybe lifting that back foot off the ground a little bit, even holding onto a chair to do that for support. So we can start with our hands on our hips, lift the back heel like we did before. So, and then if you want, stay here or lift your belly in and up, get really strong in your core, and then maybe straighten that front leg and just lift the toes up off the mat. Feel free to hold on to the chair if you'd like. And then let's step all the way back. Excellent. How'd that feel for you? Let's try it again. Again, holding onto the chair or hands on the hips. We're going to come up, lifting that back heel. The toes are still on the ground. And then if you'd like, straighten that front leg, and then maybe lift the toes up off the mat. Good. Lots of energy in that standing leg. And then take it all the way back. Excellent. Try it again. So again, holding on. Maybe you want to attempt just releasing the hand, or you can still stay firm to the chair, whatever feels right for your body today. We're going to step forward, lifting the heel, and then maybe straighten that front leg. Lift the back heel off the mat. And release it all the way down. And we'll try one more time. Here we go. So lift that back heel up, straighten that front leg, and then maybe take the toes off the mat. Excellent. Release all the way down. Let's face forward for a minute and just shake it out. I don't know about you, but I felt it right in my outer thigh. So we're strengthening the hips, we're strengthening the quadriceps, all the lower body for balance and support. Let's try the other side. So we're going to have that left foot forward, the right foot back in that lunge. The chair's still in front of me. I'm holding onto the chair for support, if you'd like. And then we're going to start to move our body by lifting up the back heel. So you can add arms if you want. Thumbs point up, lift the back heel up, and then exhale, release it all the way down. Feel free to hold onto the chair if that feels better for you. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, down. Good. Inhale, lifting that back heel. Really ground down with your front big toe. And then exhale, release all the way down. Let's do it again. Inhale, thumbs point up. Very good. And then exhale, release all the way down. So now we're going to get into possibly lifting that back foot, or you could stay doing exactly what we just did, holding onto the chair. There's lots of options here today. We'll bring the hands to the hips if you'd like, and then we'll go move into the heel, lifting off the mat. If you'd like to add, you can hold onto the chair or start to straighten that front leg and maybe lift the back heel off the mat. Stepping all the way back, round down with your back heel. Very good. Let's try it again. Holding onto the chair if you'd like. Start to lift that back heel. Straighten the front leg. Flex the foot if you want. The sun's beaming out this morning. So beautiful to start the day. And then stepping back and dropping that back heel. Very good. Let's try it again. Lengthen that front leg and then start to lift that back foot off, maybe flexing the back foot. Release all the way back. Let's try it one more time. Straighten that front leg And then flex the back foot. And come all the way back. Excellent. Facing forward, let's just shake it out. You're doing great. I thought it was going to rain today, but it's turning out to be a beautiful day. How lucky are we? Let's pause for a moment. This time we're going to take our feet wide out to the corners of the mat. So my feet are separated nice and wide. The chair's in front of me if you need it. And we're just going to have the toes angled out to the corners of the mat and take it down for a moment into a nice goddess squat or God squat. Yep, just take it down right here. You can have your hands on your hips or on the chair. Good, so whatever feels right for you today. And we're going to start to move into that balance again. So holding onto a chair, belly lifts up nice and tall, chest is up, or you can bring your hands to your hips. And we're going to start to lengthen the legs and point the right toe out to the side. Squat down through center. Good. Lengthen the legs up. Point the left toe out to the side. Good. Try it again. Squatting down. Lengthen up. Point that right toe out to the side. Again, holding onto the chair if you'd like. Squat it down. Lengthen up. And point that left toe out to the side. So you know what we're going to do next. We're going to start with that balance by possibly lifting up the foot. So feeling free to hold on to the chair if you'd like. Take it down, or you can bring your hands to your hips. We're going to point that right toe. You can stay here, or if you want, maybe flex that foot off the mat. Draw your belly in and up. So lengthening through the crown of the head. Feel free to use the chair for support. And then squatting back down. Very good. Let's take it to the other side. So lengthen, point that left toe. Stay here, hold on to a chair if you want, or flex that foot off the mat. Notice your standing hip. See if you can draw that hip underneath you to really lengthen instead of popping it out to the side. Sometimes we sag that hip out, so I want you to draw it underneath you. And then squatting down, very good. Let's take it to the other side. Point that right toe, lengthen the leg, flex the foot off the mat. Notice that standing hip, draw it underneath you. And then take it down. Let's try it again. Opposite side, point the toe. Maybe flexing that foot off the mat. Draw your hip underneath you. Very good. And then plant both feet down. Woo! Shake it out. Excellent job. Excellent. So we're going to try something new. We're trying something different now for balance. So we'll separate the feet just about out to shoulder width. And then we're going to squat down a little bit. So just bending the knees. Let's shift our weight over to the left foot. So feel free to hold onto a chair if you'd like. Our knees are bent. And then we're just going to bring the toes down, lift the heel on the right foot. So my right knee is bent a little bit more than my left knee. My right heel is up. My belly is drawing in. My chest is up high. I'm holding onto a chair or onto my hips, whatever feels right for you today. And we're starting to activate that glute on the left side. So sitting down in that chair. Good. Feel how it's turning on. We're going to be using that glute in just a minute. Let's drop both heels down and rise up. Good. Let's try the other side. So shift your weight over to the right leg this time. We're going to sit down like we're sitting in a seat. Feel free to hold onto your chair. Lift your belly in and up. Chest is lifted. Lift that left heel up. So now all the energy is in that right glute, right hip. Good. My toes on the left foot are on the ground. My heel is lifted. And then let's step out of it. Excellent. Let's try it on the other side. So we're warming up that area before we get into some more balancing posture. So shift your weight over to that left foot. Sit back in your seat. Bend the right knee more. Lift the right heel. Good. Exercising and turning on all the muscles in the glute. Let's take it over to the other side. Good. Shift your weight over to the right. Lifting and sit down. Lift that left heel off the mat. Chest is up nice and high. Belly is lifted. Excellent. And come back to center. All right, adding on. So feel free to hold onto a chair if you want, or a wall if you're standing near a wall, whatever feels right for your body today. And this is all about fun, so we're just playing with it. If you wiggle, if you fall out of it, don't worry, this is all about having fun. So we're going to shift our way over to that left foot, sit in our seat like we did before, chest is lifted, belly's lifted. Lift that right heel off the mat. If you want, hold on to a chair or onto your hips. Try lifting that right foot off the mat. Flex that foot. Woo! I'm feeling it in my glute. All right, and step out of it. Come all the way up. Excellent. Let's try the other side. Shift your way over to the right foot. Bend and sit in your seat. Lift your left heel up. Chest is high. Good. And then start to, if you want, flex that left foot off the mat. Sit deep in your seat, turning on all the muscles in the glutes, and come out of it. Very good. One more time on each side. I know you can do this. Let's shift our way over to the left. Sit down in our seat, lifting the heel off the mat. Lift your belly, lift your chest. And then if you want, lift that right foot off the mat, flexing the foot, sitting more in that seat, and stepping over to the side and coming up. Let's take it over to the other side. Last time, shift your weight, sit in your seat, lift that left heel, and then if you want, draw your belly in and up, chest up, lift the foot off the mat. And coming out, back to center. Great job. Let's shake it out. Very good. Keep your body moving. And we're going to start to do some stretches. We worked our glutes, we worked our outer hip a lot doing single leg balances, which is so good for you. So now we're going to take it down to the floor and stretch that whole area out so that we can have a nice balance within our bodies. So let's turn. We're going to make our way down to the floor. If you're in a chair, you can make your way to seated in the chair. And I'm going to separate my feet front and back. Start to bend the front knee, put my hands on my knee, reach down towards the floor, drop my back knee down, both hands come down, and then we're going to come to hands and knees. And then all the way to seated, so I'll drop my hip down, and then come all the way to a seated posture. Very good. So now we're going to start to open up the glutes just a little bit, the hamstrings we worked. So let's move towards the back of the mat. I'm going to have my legs extended out in front of me. And if you are seated, you can just sit up nice and tall right at the edge, front edge of your chair. Kind of scoot yourself up, plant your feet on the ground, knees are bent. And we're going to kind of rock from side to side, get our flesh out from underneath us so that we can really feel our sits bones. Keep the knees bent as much as you need to so the knees stay bent. And if you're seated, you can just do the same exact thing. We're going to sit up nice and tall, grab onto the backs of the thighs or plant our hands on the mat. And then fold forward, so lengthen up, lift the belly up. Start to fold forward over your legs, maybe tucking the chin a little bit. And just enjoying this moment, opening up the legs. And take another breath here. And relaxing and softening. Good. Come all the way up. And just shake it out. Very good. We're going to make our way down onto our back. So if you're seated, just stay right where you are. I'm going to scoot myself over to my side and start to slide down on my arms, laying on my side, and then rolling over onto my back. We'll plant both feet flat on the mat, knees are bent. Allow your body to connect with the earth. If you're seated, you'll do the same thing, only legs extended out in front instead of above us. So planting both feet on the ground, we're going to take that right knee and hug it into our chest and lengthen the left leg all the way down below. Give yourself a nice hug. Same thing if you're seated. Give yourself a nice hug with that right knee. We'll bring the hands back behind the leg. Clasp the hands and flex both feet. So if you're seated, your hands are underneath your thigh now on the right leg. And then we're just going to push that thigh down and forward. Allow your right hip to move down and in towards your left ankle, creating more space on the right side. And just take a few breaths here. And then we'll lengthen that leg all the way up towards the sky, opening up the hamstring. So if you're seated, your leg is lengthened out in front of you. Feel free to rotate the ankle. We worked into the calves and ankles today. And other direction. Good. And then from here, take your leg and just bring it a little bit more towards the right, to the left, until you feel sensation in your outer right leg, right into that hip where we worked today. So just a very small move. We're just crossing that foot across the body. If you want, you can keep your hand on your inner thigh and bring your other hand to either the floor or the outer edge of the chair for support and balance. Good. Take a deep breath here. We're opening up the IT band, the hip. And then bring it back to center. Relax that leg all the way down. If you're seated, plant both feet. Let's hug the left knee into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then we're going to flex both feet. Bring your hands back behind your thigh. If you're seated, you can do the same thing. And start to push the thigh into the hand. Start to move that left hip down and in towards your right foot this time, creating more space on the left side of your body. And then we'll lengthen that leg. Keep your knee bent as much as you need to. Start to rotate the ankle around in one direction and then the other. Good. And then we will take that left foot now and move it just a little bit towards the right. Keep your right hand on your inner thigh. You can bring your left hand along your side. And just take a few breaths here. Opening up that outer hip on the left leg this time. And bring your legs back to center. Slowly lower all the way down. Pause for a moment. Relax your whole body. So if you're seated, feet are planted on the ground, sitting up nice and tall, and relaxing all the muscles around you. Let's hug the knees into the chest one at a time. Give yourself a nice hug. Maybe rock from side to side. And if you're seated, you can kind of just move your upper body from side to side. We'll plant both feet on the ground. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. If you're seated, you can fold over your legs to open up that glute and the hip. And if you're laying down, draw the thigh into the chest, flex both feet, and bring your hands back behind your left thigh. Stay here for just a few moments, opening up that right hip and glute. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Release the legs all the way down. Both feet are planted. This time we're going to take the left ankle over the right knee. And if you're seated, we'll fold forward over the legs. If you're laying down, draw the legs into the chest, grab onto the back of the thigh. And take a deep breath here. Exhale. One more deep breath. And exhale, release all the way down. So glad to stretch out the muscles that we worked today. Let's take a moment. We'll separate the feet nice and wide out to the edges of your mat. And if you're seated, you can separate the knees and feet nice and wide. And then we're going to allow both knees to fall to the left. If you're seated, you can take your left hand behind you and grab onto the back of the chair. Bring your right hand to your left knee. And just allow your legs to feel very heavy. Shoulder blades are connected with the earth. And we'll take a few more breaths here. And then bring the knees back to center, unwind if you're seated. And we'll keep the feet nice and wide, allow both knees to fall over to the right this time. If you're seated, you'll allow your left hand to come to your right knee and reach back to the back of the chair with your right hand. Just wringing out any tension in the low back. Beautiful breezy day today. The sounds of the trickling water, so nice to start the day. And bring the knees back to center. And walk the feet underneath the knees. Knees are closer to the body. Hug the knees into your chest. Good. If you're seated, you can fold over the legs for a moment. We're just going to rock and give our low back a little massage. You can shift your weight from side to side if you're seated. And then we're going to roll all the way over to one side and make our way all the way up. So pushing into the hands. We'll come back to seated for a moment, and we're going to just do some stretches while we're seated here. So relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's bring the fingertips off to the side. If you'd like, you can shift your weight over to your left hand. And if you want, you can bring your hand to your hip on the right side or hand to shoulder. And we're just going to open up the whole side of the body, really grounding down with that right hip. Doing the same thing if you're seated, you can grab onto the side of the chair with your left hand and just take it over to the side. A nice deep breath into the ribs, expanding, and release all the way down. I am just loving this tropical breeze. Let's try the other side. So plant that right hand, bring the left hand to the shoulder, and then take it over to the side. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale. Everybody's getting set up for the morning sun, setting up their chairs today. Inhale here. Exhale, release all the way down. And let's just roll the shoulders back. Relaxing any tension in the upper body. And we're going to take the arms out to the side. We'll take the left elbow, cross it over the right elbow, and just grab opposite shoulder. Tuck the chin a little bit and then press the elbows towards each other. Lift the elbows up, and we're just opening up the shoulders in between the shoulder blades. Take a nice inhale into this space. And we'll release the arms out to the side, faces up. And let's cross the opposite elbow over. So right elbow over left. Grab onto opposite shoulders if that feels good for your body. Tuck the chin just a little bit. And then press the elbows towards each other. Lift the elbows up a little bit and take a few breaths here. Let's take the arms out to the side and relax the hands all the way down, rolling the shoulders back. This time we'll take our left hand, bring it onto our right knee. You can do this seated as well. Reach that right hand back behind us. Keep our face facing forward this time. Just doing a gentle twist with the upper body. You can reach back if you're seated and grab onto the back of the chair. And then we'll take the face and look over the back shoulder if it feels good for your back. Good, look over the front shoulder. and then over the back shoulder. I will do that 2 more times, looking over the front shoulder, and then the back shoulder, and then slowly unwind. Let's try it again. This time, right hand to left knee. Reach back, keep your face facing forward. You can reach back with that left hand, and then we will slowly turn our face to look over the back shoulder, and then over the front shoulder. Let's do that a few more times. Back shoulder and front shoulder. Just relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. One more time here. And back to center and slowly unwind. And just roll the shoulders back one more time. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me here today in flexibility and stretching and balance, all the things that we worked